On my previous video, I talked about the projected defensive starters for Colorado in this upcoming season. Now, this is just a projected starters list. Now, today we're going to do the same thing with the offense. In the Buffalo's Wire, they put out a good article, and I want to talk about it. I want to see who their projected starters are, and then I'm going to give my opinion on it. Stay tuned. Guys, please do me a favor. Before we get into this video, please give us a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also, hit the bell notification so you can get updated on my latest content as it drops. All of that will be greatly appreciated by me. All right, so like I said in a previous video, I talked about the projected defensive starters. So let's talk about the offense. Now, again, to be fair, it's still early. They're going through their summer conditioning. I know it's too early to name the starters, but I'm going to go over this article. I thought it was a pretty good article, and I kind of agree with it. And like I said, I'm going to add some players in there that I think is going to get a lot of playing time this year. So let's go ahead and start off with the quarterback position. Now, we know this is a no-brainer. Shedeur Sanders is this starter for this season. He's coming in, transferring in from Jackson State. He followed his dad, Coach Prime, and also his brother, Shiloh Sanders. This is a no-brainer. He is the quarterback, and I think he's going to have a breakout season. This is his first year, we know, in the Power 5, Pac-12. I think he's going to pick up where he left off at Jackson State. What do I mean by that? He loves to spread the ball around. He will find the open man. He loves to utilize his tight ends. He can run if he need to. If he's in trouble, he can get on his bike and pick up those yardages and slide. He can do it. He's very smart. He has a good feel for the game. He's well coached. He's been coached by his dad, Coach Prime, his whole career. I don't think he's ever been on a team where he wasn't coached by Coach Prime. He knows the game. He's been preparing. He works hard. And when I say he spreads the ball around, he does. If you're open, he's going to find you. The key is to protect him. We're going to talk about the offensive line in a minute, but the key is to protect Shedeur. And if they protect him, not only is he going to open up that running game, he has a lot of weapons at his disposal right now. And they talked about previously, are they going to be able to gel together? Are they going to be able to work together? Is he going to pick up on some of the nuances of his new receivers? He's working on that right now. I look at him as like a coach on the field. So that's Shedeur, the quarterback. So we know Shedeur is the quarterback. So let's move on. Running back. Who will be the starting running back? They're saying Alton McCaskill. I honestly agree with that. He's an all-purpose running back. He is coming off a ACL injury. Currently in practice, he has a brace on the knee, and I know he has to get used to that brace. It could be a little cumbersome just having that brace on because he's not used to it. But they're not holding him back in practice. I honestly think he's going to do really well this year and have a really big year establishing that running game for Colorado. Alton McCaskill. He had a really good freshman campaign. I saw the highlights of him. A lot of people are liking him to Adrian Peterson. I can agree with that. He's a pretty big running back, and a physical running back, and he got the juke moves and everything. So he bringing that experience from his freshman campaign, and he's going to add on to this year. I think he's going to be fine. And I do think he is projected to be the starter. Now, with that being said, we have Dylan Edwards. I honestly believe they're going to use Dylan Edwards as well. You cannot teach speed. You can only improve on speed. He has speed. Okay, that is a weapon to have in your offense. Slide him in there in a play or two in certain key situations. Hey, throw it to him in the flat. Let him go. Let him fly. And he's working really hard. Dylan Edwards is working really hard. Don't you agree? He's working really, really, really hard. He was one of those players that he's an incoming freshman, but he had time to come into the spring and get some reps in. And he's put a lot of work in. And I honestly think it's going to be rewarded by the offensive coordinator. Get Dylan Edwards in the game as well. And then they're really deep at running back. Then you also have Kavosiey Smoke. You can also use him in certain situations. Now, Alton McCaskill is a what I call an all-purpose back. But there's certain situations where you might want to put Kavosiey Smoke in, and the other situation where you want to put Dylan Edwards in. I think they're going to use all of them, subbing them in and out. If one gets tired, put the other one in. Another one gets tired, put them all in. I don't know. Put them both in the backfield. This is going to be something to see with this offense at running back. Oh, and also, how can I forget Jackson State transfer Savion Wilkerson? A very physical back. He can get it done. I can see him getting into the rotation as well. So you see at running back, they're okay at running back. They're going to have a running game. And that, you know how that it opens up the passing game as well. So look for Savion Wilkerson to get some reps at some point or get into the game. So let's move on. Now at wide receiver, they have Travis Hunter. Now this is interesting because, you know, Travis Hunter is going to get a lot of reps on defense at defensive back. But they also projected him to be a starter on at the wide receiver slot. I could see that as well. I'm just trying to figure out how many plays they're going to give Travis Hunter, but he's going to be a focal point of this offense and defense. But look for him to start as well, and I agree with this. He's also a transfer and followed Coach Prime from Jackson State. Originally, when he was being recruited out of high school, he's a 5-star, and he was supposed to go to Florida State, but he decided to follow Coach Prime to Jackson State. And I do like this move to Colorado. He's now in the Power 5. He get to showcase his skills in the Pac-12. And there's talks about Colorado moving on to the Big 12 next year. But right now, we're talking about this season. He gets to showcase his skills, and it's just going to be awesome. So I do agree with Travis Hunter. What say you? At the other wide receiver slot, they have Jimmy Horn Jr. Now, he's a transfer from South Florida. I do agree with them as well. Jimmy Horn Jr. is going to see a lot of time on that field. He's going to get a lot of touches on this in this offense because why? He has experience, and number two, he has speed. He has to be on that field. And I do agree with Jimmy Horn Jr. Now, another wide receiver in the other slot they're talking about is Javon Antonio. Javon Antonio, I like what I'm seeing in practice. He had a couple plays, right, where he pushed down the cornerback. You know, Javon Antonio, I could see him getting a lot of reps as well. And like I said, there you see the weapons that they have, the speed, the physicality. These coaches, Coach Prime and these coaches, they knew exactly how to put a team together. They knew exactly what to do and who to target. Now, like I said, I like Javon Antonio. But there's a lot of other wide receivers that they have as well. Plenty of weapons. I mean, they have Xavier Weaver. He's also a transfer from South Florida. He played with Jimmy Horn at South Florida. I believe he's a senior, so he really wanted to show out this year. I honestly think he might get the start. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. I know it's still too early, but he's going to get a lot of touches on the ball, too. He has speed as well. And then you also have Tavares Dawson, the transfer from Auburn. You know, I think he's going to get a lot of burn. They have Shador have a lot of weapons to choose from. So who do you think is going to be the starter? I like Javon Antonio, but I also like Xavier Weaver in that spot as well. And I honestly think he might get the start there, but who knows? We'll see. And like I said, Tavares Dawson coming in from Auburn. We're going to see what's going to happen. But what say you, though, in that particular slot? At the tight end position, Luis Passarello, I agree with this one. I think he's going to get the start. He's a big tight end, like they said, out of California. He hasn't seen much of the field, but he's had a really good spring practice. He's working really hard. He's a big tight end. He's going to block for him. He's going to catch that ball because Shador like to utilize his tight ends as well. So look for Luis Passarello to get the start. I agree with this one. Right tackle position, Savion Washington, the transfer from Kent State. He followed his coach, Sean Lewis, and also the offensive line coach, Bill O'Boyle. He followed them over to Colorado. I think he's going to get the start. And so, yeah, he has a really good relationship with Sean Lewis, and who is now the offensive coordinator at Colorado. He's going to get a lot of burn, and also we got a good relationship with Bill O'Boyle. And yeah, man, I think he's going to get the start at right tackle. What say you? Moving right along. Now, the right guard position, they got Tyler Brown. Tyler Brown is working hard. He's also a transfer from Jackson State. He was part of that Louis luggage that Coach Prime was talking about. Tyler Brown is putting in a lot of work. He's really putting in a lot of work, especially in the weight room. I could kind of see him starting, but I'm gonna get back to that in a second. But I could see him in that one right guard position in the interior. What do you guys think about Tyler Brown? He's big, man. He was an integral part of that offense at Jackson State, and he's transferring over. He already transferred over to Colorado, and I think I could see him starting, but we're gonna see. The center position, Van Wells. Honestly, think Van Wells got it. And he's coming back for a second season at Colorado at center. I like Van Wells. He is going to be the center for Shedeur Sanders. They're working together, and he's putting in a lot of work. And it will be rewarded, I think, during the TCU game. He's going to get that start. Now, the left guard position. Now, this could go either way. They have Landon Beebe. I don't have any arguments with Landon Beebe. Transfer from Missouri State. He got a lot of, I believe he's a graduate student. He come in with a lot of experience. Now, with that being said, how about Jack Bailey? He is also the transfer from Kent State. He followed his coaches over. He followed Sean Lewis and his offensive line coach Bill O'Boyle over to Colorado. I think Jack Bailey possibly could be in one of those interior positions. And that's what I'm thinking so far. Left tackle. For me, Big Tank. I think Tank got the starting role at left tackle. This is a very, very, very important position, though. Shedeur is right-handed, so that's going to be his blind side. Whoever's on that side, they have to protect his blind side. He can get seriously hurt. It's the tackles that you don't see coming. So he got a very important position. I think he's up for the task. He is one of the biggest left tackles in the game. I think he's 6'10". Look for him to get the start. He's putting in a lot of good work too in the off season, and he played last year for Colorado, but he grinded and he stayed. He was one of the players that they kept, and I see why. You can't teach size. You can teach technique, but you can't teach size. You can't teach heart though. As long as he got the heart, he got the size, and he just need a little, the technique. That's where the coaching comes in the off season leading up to training camp. As long as he's in shape, he got the start. Now here they gave a bonus. Place kicker Alejandro Mata. Alejandro Mata, he's another part of the Louis luggage. He transferred from Jackson State. As a freshman, when he was being recruited, he was considered a 5-star kicker. He started for Jackson State. Not only did he start for Jackson State, he never missed a field goal. Now, there was 2 field goals that were blocked. It wasn't his fault, but other than the blocked field goals, he never missed a field goal, and he became second team all SWAC straight out of high school. And he's putting in a lot of work, man. And I see him in practice. He really wants it. And I'll look for Alejandro Mata. This is gonna be the position that is like kind of a battle here, but I think Alejandro Mata is going to edge out Jace Feely here. And Jace Feely transferred in from Arizona State. He is the son of Jay Feely, kicker, NFL kicker. But I see Alejandro Mata getting the start. I want to know what you guys think about that position. That's a very important position now, the kicking position. Nobody worries about the kicker until they miss, but Alejandro Mata, he's very poised. To be young, he's very poised, and he already has built a little bit of a resume at Jackson State. And I'm excited that he transferred and followed Coach Prime on to Colorado. I'm not surprised by it because he really wanted to play for Coach Prime, and he was excited to get to Jackson State. For me, it was a no-brainer for him to transfer over to Colorado. It was a no-brainer. But don't sleep on this kid. This kid is the real deal. This kid has NFL potential. Remember I said that. He reminds me of? I know you guys like, damn, Max, you pulling names out. You pulling names out. He remind me of Martin Gramatica. He reminds me of Martin Gramatica, man. And look for him to edge that out. But let me know what you guys think about that position. Very important position. And Alejandro Mata. So that is it. That is the offense. And like I said, there's a lot of players there that could sneak in. And I forget the name, the offensive lineman from Florida. He might get in there as well. They're deep, man. They really have a great team here, man. Now that I keep looking at these names, and the possibilities and what's going to happen for the upcoming season. They have a really good squad, and I'm not going to be surprised if they start winning. I guess the media is going to be surprised, but I'm not going to be surprised. But what say you? Let me know. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching, guys. But before you go, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also hit the bell notification so you can get updated on my latest content as it drops. If you have any video ideas, feel free to leave a comment below. Take care.